Hello and welcome to January 1st, 2025, day one of the Juicy January Sobriety Challenge. I am so glad you're here, so glad I'm here, so glad we're here. It's going to be an exciting month, gals. And whether you're joining me today or mid-month or end of the month, or if you're watching this 31-day challenge sometime in the future, because after all, we don't have to wait till January 1st to decide we're going to go alcohol free. Whenever you're watching it, I am glad you're here. So what we're going to do this month, I'm going to pop in here every day for a short inspirational chat. I'm going to give you a micro task to keep you on point. I'm going to challenge you to take a month off of alcohol and beyond and beyond. I honestly believe that this should not be a 1 month thing, but hey, I'm here for 31 days. We'll see what happens at the end. You can do what you want. So let's get started. I really am here to not just inspire and motivate you, but to help you learn about recovery, learn about alcohol-free living, learn about how to overcome the things that stand in the way of us living alcohol-free. So I've got a lot planned for us this month. The hardest thing for me to do was decide what order to deliver it in and what to start with. But I've figured it out, and I think I got a pretty good plan. So thank you for joining me. At the same time that you're doing this challenge, I strongly encourage you to be grabbing your daily snippet. As you may or may not know, I'm the host of the Sober Living Snippets podcast, which is alcohol-free living for 40 plus women, just like us. So go to Apple or go to Spotify or wherever you get your favorite app for getting a podcast, and look for the Sober Living Snippets, and that way you'll be getting a double dose. And of course, that is going on all the time, way past January. Okay, so today I want to encourage you. I want to talk to you about, I want to encourage you. I want to explain to you in maybe a different way than you've ever heard it before, how to do this just for one day. Just for today, 24 hours. You know that old day at a time thing we hear? Just hold on one sec. Grab something here to hold the old elbow up. There, that's better. Well, I mean, I know we've all heard just one day at a time, but I want to give you a bit of a different twist on it, and hopefully that will help to inspire you. If you are struggling to live without alcohol, that is one of the most powerful things you can do. And I mean, that's why we hear it all the time. Because as soon as the mind starts thinking ahead to what's coming up, right? Our birthday or Christmas or some special occasion or 4th of July or all these times in our life when we drink, not to mention just 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the wine o'clock. As soon as we start thinking ahead like that, we get overwhelmed and then we want to drink. We get afraid and then it's very, very difficult. That was what happened to me over and over. I couldn't imagine life without alcohol. I couldn't imagine the rest of my life without alcohol, let alone the next week or the next month. And so when we really take this to heart and really stay in today, it's incredibly powerful and incredibly helpful. And some of us even have to just go till noon, right? I'll just go alcohol-free till noon and see what happens, right? But we're just keeping in mind that let's just commit for today, just till you get into bed tonight, no drinking. Tomorrow, we'll worry about tomorrow, okay? The other reason that this is helpful is it keeps our mind focused, but we can also use it to fool ourselves. And I had to do this. There were many times when I failed. I just failed. And when I started learning about how to really incorporate this 24-hour thing, there were more than one time when I was getting sober that I said to myself, you know what? I am drinking tomorrow morning when the liquor store opens. I am going to get my bottle. I won't drink today. I'll do it just for today. But I promised myself that the next day I could have a drink. And it's what got me through that day. Sure enough, I woke up the next day feeling a little different, like, okay, well, I guess I can wait. But the day that I was saying that made me feel better because I meant it with all my heart. Becca, just go till bedtime and you can have a drink tomorrow. And that made me feel better. And sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, because I failed a lot of times. Okay, so What I would like you to do today for your task is go into the group chat, and I'd like you to post JFT, which stands for just for today, and just put a sentence in there, commit to the group, tell everybody, I am here just for today. I am going alcohol free. So come in, start off the challenge, announce your presence, let us know you're here, let us know you're on board. JFT, I'm alcohol free. Let's do it. Give some love, give some inspiration, get some back, and let's launch this sucker and do the next 31 days together. And I have a bonus for you for those of you who would like to do it. All of the homework that I'm going to give you this month is going to be micro homework. So a task like that, just go in the chat or something else. But today, because it's the first day, for those of you who want to do something extra, I'm going to give you this. Today or within the next 3 days or so, sit down, if you're game, and write a letter as though it's January 1st and write it from yourself to you now. So, okay, what does that mean? Sit down, imagine that it's January 31st and write a letter back to you here today. So mine might sound something like this. Dear Becca, it's the 31st of January, and I haven't had a drink in 31 days since New Year's Eve. And I want to thank you, because if it wasn't for you doing the challenge, sticking with it, facing each day, doing the challenge, I am so grateful. Thank you for following through, because here I am on the 31st of January, 2025, feeling great, feeling motivated, feeling really inspired and happy with myself. Whatever your letter will say, be different, right? But if you're interested, go ahead and write that letter to yourself, seal it up, and then you can open it on the 31st. It's called a future self work. It's called a time capsule. We could go a lot more into that. I take my clients through these types of practices, but there's a little one for you. Go ahead and if you're into it, write yourself a letter from the 31st up to now, and give it to yourself at the end and see what it says. It'll be a surprise, and it'll be a reason for you another motivating factor as you go through this month. So gals, there it is. We are launched. I'm so excited for the next 31 days, and this is a challenge for me too. I haven't drank in 7 years, but it's going to be challenging for me to go live in Facebook every day at 6 a.m. for 31 days in a row. That's a challenge for me. I think it might be a challenge for anyone, but I'm committed to it. I'm committed to showing up here. I'm doing it at 6 a.m. because I'm in Pacific time, and I want you guys to get this as early as possible. So people in Eastern time, it's already 9, right? Your day's already starting. And so I really want to do it as early as possible for those of you in the Eastern time zone. And I'm up at 6. I'm up early anyway, so I don't mind. But it's still going to be challenging. So for the next 30 days, not counting today, I'm going to come in at 6 a.m. Pacific, go live. I invite you to join me no matter what time zone you're in, and let's do this thing. And if you're watching this on the replay and you've decided I've given it to you, or you somehow got it as a bonus, or you invested in it, we are launched, and you can do these 31 days anytime. You can do them alone or with a friend or with a group. And I am here to support you for a month. And I'm really glad you're here. And I'm already proud of you. I'll see you tomorrow.